It's 2019 and I'm on the road. In our last episode, I was in Longreach and had a couple of days to kill before my car was to be serviced on the Monday. Except the clerk had booked it for a week later. And so I booked it in up the road and I moved on to Winton, where we set up camp at the Long Waterhole. I decided to stay for the week, and in this episode we explore Winton and then move on to Hughenden. It's Tuesday and it's the 14th of May. I'm around the other side of the waterhole. Sort of come a bit of a cruise around to see what it's all about. Because this is usually mud and there's cattle running around, they sink into the ground a bit and makes it a little bit rough. There's a bank here that you tow around to right around the waterhole, and there's camping spots everywhere. You're pretty much assured of getting a spot that you want. At the moment, if I wanted to, I could hook the van on and just run it over and be right close to the waterhole, but I don't know, I'm not particularly interested in that. Quite happy where I am. Here we go. Wouldn't want to drag a van down there, that's for sure. Go around the top and go over the other one. Okay, we're going to go into town. I've yet to make up my mind about going out to the dinosaur place. If I do, I'll only need to have a look at the place. I'm not going through it. Not going to do the tours. I've done that, and I've got it on video, so it'd be really just a matter to see what they've done to improve the place. The Waltzing Matilda Centre, I've sent them a note asking for pricing because it's not on their website. In fact, their website just isn't running at the moment, which is pretty poor. But anyway. Also, I want to have a look at the truck museum again. Seems to change every time I come through. And that should sort of pretty much wind out my day, I would think. Just check the bank account. It's a bit scary at the moment, so I don't want to spend more than what I need to. It's that time of the month where all the things that all the things come through, like Medibank and vehicle insurance, caravan insurance, Foxtel, all those sorts of bills all come in. And I've got to service the car tomorrow, which is of utmost importance. So I don't think I'm going to be spending a lot of money here somehow. Bladensburg is just out the way, but I did that in 2013, and further down did that in 2010, so it was 10 years ago. But we need to fuel up as well, so there's another expense. The other thing I might do too is I just might hook up and hang around, and if it really gets wet, it looks as though it's going to be a hassle, then I'll just drive out of there. But otherwise I just might hang around till next weekend, just sit and chill. The thing that puts you up is the flies. They are rather friendly and persistent. The museum, truck museum, definitely the pick of the things to have a look at in this place, I reckon, at the moment. It's $5 to get in, and yeah, it's good. Keeps changing. That's the third time I've been there, so it's well worth it. Well worth it. It's Monday 20th of May and I still haven't straightened up the camera mount. Been here a week. Came in on Monday last week, 13th I guess it must have been, and the place was pretty much empty and I found myself a nice spot. A spot away from everybody else, away from the river. And that's been pretty much the way it's been all week. And then yesterday, geez, I reckon the whole on-road caravanning population moved in. Not to mention 3 who parked right behind me. Didn't give me quite the personal space I wanted, but still there you go. And to make matters worse, they bloody lit a fire, and of course the wind was blowing straight in through my window, and I don't do fires very well, I smoke very well. So anyway, that was it. There's a couple of others who have been here for virtually as long as I have. And that's the big truck and trailer have gone. So to all intents and purposes though, it's been a pleasant stay for the week. And when I look at the credit card, the only thing that's really increased in the last week, well actually over the last month, it's been the cost of a car service and a battery. So I have been managing to stay reasonably close to where I should be. I like Winton, it's a nice little town. I had a thought this morning that something governments could think about. It's pensioners who live in outlying areas like this. The cost of living is so much more expensive from a point of view of their foodstuffs and everything. Maybe there should be some consideration given to giving them an extra 40 or 50 bucks a week or some such thing just to cover food stuff, because it is a lot more expensive than in the city. Okay, there are costs involved with being in the city as well, but you can still hide away and not have to deal with most of the costs that are involved there. Anyway, it's just a thought. I doubt that it would ever happen. Okay, it's about a 3 kilometre run back to the 3 to 4 kilometre run back to the main road from here, and then it's about 3 into town, I reckon, something like that. Anyway, we'll speak to you soon. Well, they're all lined up for the dump point and the water, and so we just might go up and check the other one out and see whether that's working or not. Well, we got 1 here, so that's better than 5, whatever it was back there. Right is Longreach and Barcaldine, straight on to Hughenden. And that's the way we're heading. Out to the left there, right beside us, is the Truck Museum. Hughdenden's 214. Talking to a guy yesterday and he reckons that it's the most boring road he's driven on. 2 hours of just flat grass plain. I thought, oh yeah, that's alright. Been there, done that. Winton to Hughenden, caution, Motorborough open. I wonder what that's about. Interesting. Quarter past 11 as we leave Winton. We're really only a few minutes out of Winton, and already we've got these little hills, and one wonders about the origins of them, whether this was all underwater at one point in time. You have flat ground and then suddenly these hills just arise out of nowhere, and everywhere else is pretty flat. It's interesting. This is the Kennedy Development Road. Development Road's generally wide gravel with a bitumen strip down the middle. This one looks as though it's had some bitumen put down in recent times, but the edges are a bit dodgy. Four-wheel drive probably would run off them no problems at all, but a car, they could grab the car and twist the steering because of the difference in tyres and suspension. It says this road is open with a caution. Be interesting to find out why. It's an interesting tank stand. I'm just wondering whether there was ever a railway line up here, and whether that was a tank for the railway, but it's a round tank rather than the oblong or square one that they normally have. It was also in front of the property, so it just might have been for their usage only. Yeah, there was definitely a railway line. There's a mound that's just following the side of the road, which looks like the railway bed, and a couple of seconds ago there was actually a little gully or a little waterway type thing built underneath the mound, as one would expect if there was a railway line there. Yep, there was definitely a railway line there. There's the drain underneath it, the culvert. When we left Winton, I said it was 11:14, and I suddenly realised that, hey, hang on a minute, they removed the battery, didn't they? So as a result, the clocks in the car are reset to zero. In actual fact, it's only 11:04 or something or other now, so 12:04 according to things, so it's about 3/4 of an hour ago anyway, so it's actually around about 11:15 or thereabouts at the moment. So it was actually more like about 25 past 10 when we left. I thought it got late early. We're coming up to Corfield. There's a rest area here, but there's also a little town by the looks of things. There's a pub and a club. Well, I saw a sign for a club and then a sign for the pub, so we shall see what's here, I guess. Turn right 300 metres for the tents and toilets and fire and stuff. This is the old railway line we just crossed. There's a payphone here. Interesting. Oh, the pub's that. The pub operates, obviously. Cold drinks, hot food, free camping, hot showers. Corfield races, 3rd of August 19. Free camping. Toilets. The sign here that says that the size of your rig does not give you any more privileges than the guys camping in the tent next to you, so I like that idea. Notice this area is provided for the convenience of the travelling public, no overnight stays. Penalties apply. There's an old railway siding there. So in other words, you jump into the park over the road if you want to stay the night. Open today at 3 p.m, 5 p.m, 3 p.m, one of those. Historic Corfield pub. This is Corfield. That's the legendary pub apparently, the historic pub. There's the travellers' toilets and the camping area. They're camping out here. You can stop and rest, but that's it. And so that was Corfield. Back over the old railway line. Richmond to the left. Still haven't altered the clocks, but it's 12:43. Guy I was talking to yesterday told me this was a boring 2-hour stretch of road. I suppose travelling at 100 probably is a bit boring, but I guess it's what you're looking for, isn't it, really? Yes, it's what you're looking for. There's a property on the left and there's a belt of trees. You don't know whether they've been planted down the driveway or what's left, or there's a creek running through there, but it seems to be near on top of a hill. Got a truck behind me, I reckon he's turning off shortly, so could be going in to pick up cattle or something, or drop some off. Yep, he's gone. Well, we've got another car stopping bay here, truck stopping bay, but it is strictly that. It's just a stopping bay. I haven't seen a lot of spaces. Oh, that wouldn't be bad there, I suppose. I haven't seen a lot of spaces where you could probably pull off the road too far along here, spend the night. Although then again, it all looks different at 4 o'clock in the afternoon when you're looking for somewhere to stop. You think, yeah, that looks good. In the daytime, you look at it and think, nah. So, it's all a matter of perspective, isn't it? Just saw a property up on the left. It looks as though it had a tennis court. Now, that's not unusual. But these places out here, they had that sort of thing, especially back in the day. This one had lights around it. Same phenomenon we see as we go along. A heap of trees on one side of the road, there were shrubs and things, and rather bare by comparison on the other, but there are these dams that have been built there. That one's got water in it too. Maybe there's underground water going through there. But on the right hand side, next to nothing, there's another dam there. Don't know if that one's got a lot in it. Well, after getting to Corfield without a rest area of any sort or a truck stop or anything, this is the second one since. We're not that far up the road. Interesting. There's one on the other side of the road too, but all it really is they've widened the road out a bit and bitumenised it for them to stop on. And another stopping bay, this time a car stopping bay. The other one was the trucks and cars. Well, these are coming up pretty regularly. We're still 80 kilometres from Hughenden. Just trying to figure out where we're going to. There's the remains of the culverts. And with signs at either end, and I assume they do that in case people are on trail bikes or something like that and bolting on the track, just to stop them going head first over. And yet another one. This one's a truck one, I think. 5 kilometres ahead. Something a bit interesting coming up, but I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, oh, they don't look like trees. Look more like power poles of some sort, and it is. It looks like it's some sort of grid. Power grid thing. Ah, we've got this old little town here, Stamford or something or other. This is Stamford, pointing back towards Winton. We've turned around. Tennis courts, standard fitting in these places. But hidden in off the road, there's the toilets, the round thing there. Rest area for trucks 300 metres down the road. And there's a truck coming in from the side, from the Muddaborough way. There's the truck parking area. The Stamford racecourse off to the left hand side. There's nothing much out here, but there's plenty of racecourses. And yet another car stopping bay. This is strange. The number that we've had since Corfield compared to beforehand. There was nothing before Corfield. This is an older, more established piece of road. Corfield is in the process of being sealed, so it was dirt before, I think. It was certainly dirt with just the strip down the middle, but they're widening it. But yeah, the other side of Corfield, there's nothing. Oh, another car stopping bay, but this time we're going to stop and just check the phone because it's been going beep, 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 beep. So what's going on. Got a bit of stuff happening at the house at the moment. Now we'll suddenly run into a bit of forested type country. There's a range of hills coming up, and I have a feeling that they're the ones that are just outside of Hughenden. We went up and had a look from the lookouts up there in 2013. I had to leave the caravan at the bottom, not allowed to take caravans up the top, which was pretty well fair enough too. It was a pretty steep drive up actually. Had a look at the video the other night just to try and remind myself as to what's here. It'd be interesting to see whether there's any water in the river at Hughenden. It was dry as a bone when I was there in 13. There are some dams through here, some are dry and some are chocolate, so it's been interesting. There is green stuff on either side of the road. Slightly closer look at those hills. We're approaching Hughenden. Coming in on a different road to the one I'm looking at on the GPS, but only I'm thinking, where the hell is that bloody arrow? There it is, it's over that side. So stop, look for trains, and there is a train coming too. There's one down there. Big Nissan hut. Power complex over here on the left. Okay, so which way is which? Townsville, Mount Isa to the right. Town, I think, probably to the left. Where is it? No. Go on. No, you want to make it or not? Weird street system. No, not very well signposted, one or the other. Okay, Main Street. I think spar on the right. See the parking. This all looks different. That's the way I came in from last time, I think. Aha. No, came in from the right last time. There we are, Main Street. Food works. Might need to grab a little bit of food there. Caltex might need to top up there. Winton, I came in a different way I did. The Lynn is straight on. There's the dinosaur. Where's my building's gone? Used to be a pub on that corner. Okay, well that answers the question with regard to the river. The river is as dry as a bone. And that is a big windmill. It's a two-way. There's a bit of water in the river, but not very much. It's our walk along the river that we talked about before. There's just a few pools in the river. That is a big windmill. Well, we looked at big windmills in Penola, but that fella, it's a big one. It's a Comet as well. Probably the same size windmill, I don't know, but by geez, it's a big one. This is a Hughenden. The river is dry. There are some pools in it. Don't know why I'm even bothering to do this, but there you go. This was something I was looking forward to. Wall with all the race legends on it, including one Will Davison. But why do they have to spell it Davidson? Why can't anyone spell his name? Seems the pub burnt down in November last year. It's interesting that pubs tend to burn down. Very interesting. Okay, that was Hughenden. Here's a self-serve sort of card operated fuel station. Cost of food. Cheese. $28. Something you generally buy for probably 10 or 12 in the city. Okay, so then this place is shut at the moment. Fred Flintstones. Charters Towers, 246. Now going this way, it's going to take me 506 kilometres to get to the Lind. Going the other way would have been 280 something. But the 280 something, or whatever it was, I reckon it would take an hour longer than going this other way. Looking at that, I got thinking about the road, I don't know about this. And at the information centre, yep, the road's fine, there's people coming through, there's practically no corrugation. It's open to four-wheel drive at the moment, high clearance. If the caravan's off-road, there should be no problems. Red flags, I thought, righto. I think we'll go a long way around. Plus I need to be mindful that I need to be near to getting to telephone reception as well, so that's something else that was needed to be thought about. The turn off to Mount Walker back there. Mount Walker, I think, is where I went to have a look at the lookout back in 2013. Yeah, Hughenden, disappointment this time. Interesting to see this trip on the way back though. It'll be a different look to what I saw last time. Mount Walker to the right. There we go. 8 kilometres. Motorbarrow 211. It's 3:52. I might start looking for somewhere not too far distant future. The car up McClacker and a heap of trucks. The hill directly in front of us at the moment. Now moving around towards the left is Mount Arthur, apparently. And we got ourselves a wind farm over on the southern side of the road. This is prairie. Another one of those big windmills. Road to the right to Muttaburra, so that way you go down towards Longreach. There's a metal dump I've been looking for, but it's in town. Can't do that. Water over the road, I see. Prairie Creek, and that is Jockers. So I'd say that's probably where the water was over the road. They just haven't removed the sign yet. All of a sudden it's damp on the side of the road again. That's not good. So, I think I missed the one I should have grabbed way back. If you enjoyed this video, there's over 200 more just like it on this channel. Subscribe and hit the notification bell and we'll let you know when our next video is available. If you liked this video, hit the like button. And if you weren't that impressed, please don't hit the dislike button. Instead, tell us why, so that we can do something about it. Thanks for watching.